You know, the real reason I never got married is because if you never get married, then when you're fucking lots of bitches, that can't be adultery, and you can't go to hell. What is up, you sinners and saints? Welcome back to The Raging Atheist. I'm your boy Nakasuchi, and today we're going to talk about why I never got married. And I'd like to sit here and say that this is some big atheist move that I made in my life. No, not really. The reason that I never got married was because I was never really marriage material, honestly. You know, I grew up a Christian, kind of. I mean, we went to church sometimes. You know, our families cursed and smoked cigarettes and got drunk and smoked weed. But we were Christian, we believed in God. You know, so I grew up Christian, and I grew up kind of a hopeless romantic. I found a love for reading books at a very young age, so I read a lot of books. In my teenage years, I was reading lots of books. I was reading fantasy. I was reading Stephen King and Clive Barker and all that shit. But I was also reading people like Danielle Steele, Sidney Sheldon. And I was a hopeless romantic, and I really wanted to get married. I think that's the goal of pretty much everybody that grows up Christian in America anyway, because, you know, it's part of the religion. Marriage is a very big deal. It's something that you do as an adult, and it's something that I wanted to do as an adult. And really, through my life, there's only two girls that I really would have considered marrying. And the one was my first major relationship, and I wanted to marry her, but deep down I knew I wasn't good enough for her. I wasn't good enough for her. She was fine, and she was smart, and you know, she was a good girl that was gonna go to college, to where I was older and fucked up already and getting high, and you know, I was still a Christian, but I didn't really believe that shit no more, you know. And you know, so I mean, it was probably the best thing that she ever did to break up with me. And she would have been my wife, and you know, kudos to her, because it would have been the worst thing that could have ever happened to her. And you know, I'm going to do a video one day telling you guys about my history, my past, and I'm brutally honest about my past. I don't try to hide anything. And I'm going to do a video soon, I'm not sure when, but eventually I'm going to do a video telling you guys about my past. But, you know, I was a relative fuck-up most of my life. I was an artist, never interested in the things that most men should be interested in if they wanted to enter into society successfully. I fucked up from a real young age, and you're gonna get all of that dirt in a future video. But when it comes to relationships, you know, I never really felt that I was mature enough to be married. And honestly, I liked being with different women. I was coming out of my religion. I was coming out of that childhood programming that that you needed to be with one woman. I don't really believe that at all. I don't think humans are meant to be with one person for the rest of their lives. I think that's why most married people cheat on each other. It's the truth. And so, but it's always something that, even after I got rid of God and I became an outspoken atheist, it's always something that if I loved a girl, I'd be willing to do. But it's something that just really never happened for me, and I never really felt the loss for it. You know, I never had to go through divorce. I never had to split half my shit. You know, when I had my daughter and me and her mother broke up, I got custody, you know, so I never had to go through those hardships that most men have to go through, and I'm glad of that. You know, and I've been with a lot of different people, and I'm not just talking about sex. I've had the chance to really get to know a lot of different women instead of the 1, 2, or 3 different wives that most people might have in their lifetime. But even here recently, I was willing and wanted to marry a woman, one of my previous girlfriends. I was deeply in love with her. I'm still deeply in love with her. You never fall out of love with somebody if you actually love them. And I wanted to marry her, even though she had never said anything about marriage. I wanted to marry her because I loved her so much. And it had nothing to do with God or wanting to stand before God, but because I loved her so much, I wanted to do that for her. It never worked out. We never even came close to it, but that was recently. That was in the last few years. So, I mean, just because I'm 40 years old doesn't mean that marriage is not a possibility for me still. It's just something that I really don't give a fuck about. I don't care about standing before God. I don't care about dominating a woman or that woman being mine for the rest of my life. I don't care about any of that. What I care about is, are me and a woman compatible? Can we talk about shit even if we disagree about shit? You know, she can be a Christian, but you're not going to silence my beliefs just for yours. So can we get along? Those are the things that are important, not are you mine, am I yours? Are we going to try to do some impossible task, which very few people can actually do, and that is remain faithful to each other for the rest of our lives. I'm not going to make a commitment that I can't fucking keep. You know, so that's always been my take on it. That's why I never got married. And I'm pretty proud of the fact that I am me. I stay true to who I am. I don't have those burdens, that baggage. But at the same time, it has its own host of problems. I am the only one raising my daughter. You know, I don't have help like other people. I don't have a spouse to work this shift so I can work this shift. You know, I came into that problem here recently. I tried to get a new job. It was third shift. We thought it would work. It just didn't fucking work because I am a single dad. So it does come with its problems, but I love the life that I've taken. I love the fact that it's just me and my daughter, me and my little Ronnie, you know, and that's all it is, man, is, you know, love. And that's about it on that. That's why I never got married. If you like my videos, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share me on your social media, yo. Comment in the comment section below. I'll see you soon.